You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, this is Tiffany Boyle, CEO and Editor-in-Chief of Emerge Magazine, the new voice of business. Here inviting you to come out to celebrate with us at the Emerge premiere, May 29th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the City Club of Washington, D.C., located at 555 13th Street Northwest, Columbia Square. Again, that's May 29th in Washington, D.C. For more information, visit www.emergepremiere.com.
Hi, this is Marc Staggers, and I'm an R&B recording artist with Expansion Records. And my new CD is out called Dreamcatcher. Please check it out on iTunes. And I'm here tonight with the one and only Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
You are listening to PositivePower21.org with Jerry Royce.
What up? It's your boy Kano Kingston.
Hi, this is Angel Sessions.
Hey, this is Pat. Hi, I'm Teresa Cowell.
Hi, Jerry. This is Ira Sandro Carter.
Hi, this is Phil Powers.
Hello, this is Teresa Bobby with Jerry Royce Live.
Hi, I'm Philip Byrne. I'm live on the Jerry Royce Show.
Hey, what it do? It's your boy Houston Saint.
Peace, this is Dahlia the Poet, spoken word artist.
Hello, this is Ramon Marquis with Jerry Royce Live.
All right, everyone. You got Robin Lynn, and I'm keeping it live right now on Jerry Royce Live.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up? This is a award-winning podcast with the greatest podcast on earth. Thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide on Internet Radio, where you get your positive on. So when it's all positive, it's all power. That's positive power. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Think you know how drugs get in those little brown bottles? Think again. Set in the green hills of western New Jersey, inside the gilded halls of power of a U.S. pharmaceutical company where decisions are worth billions of dollars and human lives worth less. Nicholas Harding, a young executive at Marshall Pharmaceutical, finds his career, family, and life in jeopardy. The Farmhouse, a suspense thriller novel by Bill Powers, published by Donna Inc. Publications, available at Amazon.com or DonnaInc.org. Go to Bill's webpage at www.authorBillPowers.com.
Are you looking for the next great read? A book filled with love, passion, betrayal, and intrigue. The award-winning novel, Season of Change, by Tamika Patrice Kane, is sure to satisfy your literary sweet tooth. Check out this must-read book reviewers are calling uplifting and emotional. And exceptionally great read, deeply intense and thought-provoking. Order your copy today, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon.com or at www.tamikapatrice.com.
Are you an author looking for promotional services or a reader looking for a great read at low prices? In this competitive world of books, Writing Royalty Promotions is dedicated to bringing authors and readers together to build a greater respect for literature through our various promotional services and online bookstore. So head over to WritingRoyaltyPromotions.com and check us out.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and welcome to PositivePower21.org. I am Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, and you're listening to episode 344 with Dreamcatcher. That's right. Tonight we got Marc Staggers in the house. He has a new release called Dreamcatcher, brand new CD with 10 songs. He's an R&B recording artist with Expansion Records. But before we bring him on and talk to him, find out how you can get this wonderful CD, let's listen to a message from our sponsor, Gerald Manuel.
Hi, if you're struggling with your relationship or you just can't seem to find the right one, Author Gerald Manuel has written an enlightening new book entitled How to Identify Your Spiritual Soulmate. You may order a copy today from Amazon.com or at BarnesandNoble.com. This book is sure to answer many of the questions you may have. Thank you, and God bless you.
All right, before we read Mr. Marc Staggers' bio, let's listen to one of his cuts called So Amazing by Marc Staggers. Staggers. His bio reads, Marc Staggers was born in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, and graduated from Bowie State University. During his college years, he also studied music, and after graduating from college, he continued to study voice under the direction of the world-renowned soprano Nelda Ormond, whom was pivotal in him recognizing his true singing talent and encouraging the confidence he needed to pursue a singing career. The silky voice of Marc Staggers compared to that of the late-legendary Luther Vandross. Fully embracing the similarities, Staggers' third album, Dreamcatcher, features a cover of the Vandross classic, So Amazing. You just heard that. It's testament to the singer's artistic vision and the great songwriting and arranging skills of his brother and producer Reginald Staggers. This album includes the new single, Bring Me Back, the seductive soul of Come On Baby, and Confident and the sultry I Want to Spend My Life With You, released by Expansion Records. I've sung in church for many years, something which I really enjoyed doing, but when I started singing outside the church, I found many people suggesting I sound like Luther Vandross. After all, in my book, there's high praise indeed. Even after releasing my debut album, Key to My Heart, the comparison begins, says the proud Staggers. In 2011, Marc released a summertime single entitled Soul Summer Love that reached number 13 on the U.S. jazz charts and still continues to be played in regular rotation on a number of U.S. stations. Soul Summer Love is included in Marc's album Key to My Heart, which features talented artists like composer and arranger John Studdard, well-renowned saxophonist Kurt Whalum, and a versatile soprano Dory Johnson, who appeared in American Idol. All right, if you want to book Marc, you can contact his management company, his publicist, X Entertainment Management. You can find him on Facebook, and you can go out to his record label, expansionrecords.com, or Marc's website at www.marcstaggers.com. And of course, you can get him at Facebook and Twitter. All right, that'd be Marc Stag for Twitter. All right, Marc, welcome to the show.
Hey.
Welcome to Jerry Voice Live. What's going on?
Well, thank you, Jerry. Man, I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. And, man, you got a beautiful voice, man. You do sound a lot like Luther, man. I know you get a lot of requests to do weddings. Probably how you pay the lights. Keep the lights on, huh?
Yeah, man. Wow. You know, I've been blessed to be able to carry a few notes in a bucket, so yeah, it's been good. You know, I'm blessed, my friend. But I really appreciate you having me on your show, man. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure, man. Glad to have you on, man. I always enjoy having musicians and producers and composers, man, because just so much to understand about the music industry. A lot of us non-singers don't know that much about it. But, for the past year, I've been having, some really, really good, performers on, recording artists, and, I'm getting an opportunity to get to learn the industry a little bit and, understand the challenges that you guys are up against. And we're going to talk to you, and we get a chance to talk to you, and you can tell us, some of the highs and the lows of the industry, and a lot of young people listen to the show and be able to help them out. So to start the show off, my first question is always, who is Marc Staggers?
Well, Marc Staggers, as you said, was born in Washington, D.C., graduate of Bowie State University. And, Jerry, I wasn't born as one of these people that grew up singing. I didn't come from a musical family. It was something that I kind of, stumbled into and was encouraged by, my dad, who was involved in ministry. And through his encouragement, I just began to make some attempts at singing. Didn't know what I was doing. And over time, I've kind of, refined my craft. But, I'm an average guy. I'm no different than anybody else. God blesses us all in different ways. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to realize some of my dreams through music. So just an ordinary guy who loves music and just wants to continue to go as far as God will allow me.
Yeah, awesome, man, awesome. Now, I'm not too far from Washington, D.C. I spent the many days over there by Bowie State University and Howard University, chasing the parties down, So I know you had a good time in college, man. So did you have an opportunity to, to perform, while you were in school with some of those? Because I know they had some excellent, groups floating around the D.C. area.
I didn't, because I didn't think I had any musical talent in college. I studied, got my degree in accounting and that kind of thing, and didn't begin to really pursue music until after I got out of college. I mean, I took some voice lessons in college, but again, I was terrified. I didn't grow up a confident person, but I was terrified to be in front of people because, you're in music or when you're talking or public speaking, as you're kind of laying yourself out there, and people kind of looking at you, all eyes on you, and that used to just terrify me, and just over time, I've been blessed to kind of conquer those fears, and now, it's not the big bad wolf that it felt like when I was growing up. So, I'm happy that I kind of went the path that I did, and I'm really enjoying it now.
Yeah, awesome, man. So what were you like, man, growing up in high school? I know middle school was the roughest for people. They couldn't wait to get out. But what was high school like for you, man?
High school was, my focus was on athletics in high school. I thought I was going to be the next basketball star, and then it wasn't God's plan. In my senior year, we switched coaches, and that changed the whole dynamic for me. And then I had to get serious about, what was I going to do for the rest of my life? And so, reality set in, and I had to put the pieces together and realize that I was going to have to work for a living. Sports wasn't going to be my out. So, but I made it through, and it's been good.
Yeah, good. So what happened, man? You no longer was hearing the announcer say, and Staggers hits the buzzer and wins the game.
The roar of the crowd kind of got real quiet.
Reality sets in, man. I understand, man. Same thing here, man. With, injuries and not getting a chance to play because you don't fit the style of the coach. That can change. People don't realize, a lot of that has a lot to do with, it's a lot of luck, really.
It does.
A lot of luck in being healthy, staying healthy.
You nailed it, my friend. In the blink of an eye, your life can change, when it comes to playing sports or athletics, and that's why you have to, if there's one thing I would tell anybody, you got to have something to fall back on.
You do.
I had a cousin who played professional football for the Steelers and for the Packers, and tore his Achilles. And after that, he was out of the league. So things happen.
That's right. That's right. Same here. I got one playing in there now, but he's been bouncing around different teams because his style of running doesn't always fit the ammo of that particular team. And then he fumbles a lot too, so he's been bouncing around. But yeah, so it was good to finally have to face that reality sooner than later. And so again, I was fortunate enough to buckle down and get serious about school and to get my degree and pursue other avenues in life. That's right. So are you holding down a accounting job by day, singing at night?
I am holding down a business development job by day and doing singing at night and weekends and various other times. And so, for me, at this stage, music is fun. It's my release. I'm pretty soon getting ready to go over to England next month to do some performing. And have had the opportunity to perform at Blues Alley and Bethesda Jazz and Blues Club. And so I've gotten to do a number of things, travel to different states. And so it's a relief for me. It's the one thing that nobody can take from me. So, I truly enjoy it.
Yeah. Now, we're going to get a little bit into how you're using social media, because I know I've learned a lot about it. And when I first got back into podcasting, because I had took some time off from podcasts, some good time off, almost 7 years. And when I returned, I ran into the famous songbird jazz singer Lori Williams. She went to Hampton with my wife, very good friend, and she helped me, get my start back here. And she know a lot about social media, so we're gonna get a lot into that and see how you're using that to reach your audience. I know she's pretty, good about packing crowds at Blues Alley, that kind of thing. So we're gonna get in that a little bit so young people understand how it's important to promote. Now, Mark, let me get you. We're gonna talk about the challenges too. Being a performer, working for yourself. You have to have a team. You have to put a team together. Who's on your team right now that's in your pocket right now that young people need to think about when they're doing this kind of thing?
The one thing, Axe Management is on my team. My brother's on my team. My family supports me, and people that care about me support me. But that's one of the reasons why I connected with Axe Management, Felicia Knight, is because you got to have somebody out there who's constantly beating the bushes on your behalf. It's one thing when you're trying to do it all yourself, but in this market, you have to understand there's so many artists out here who are competing for, the same airspace that you've got to have somebody out there who can help to differentiate you, and you got to be different. If you're trying to sound exactly like the next artist and you are trying to create your own sound and be original, then you kind of fall into the same bucket as everybody else. And so, originality, creativity, and having good quality people around you makes all the difference in the world.
That's right. Now, Mark, let me get your opinion on this. Now, before the internet really, became the beast that it is right now, because I've been reading some things about what people predict is going to look like in 25. Because right now, a lot of the government agencies, a lot of big corporations are trying to predict what 2025 is going to look like. It's the new thing now, forecasting that, that period. Because I think the internet is, 25 years old right now. And they want to know what it's going to look like and what the playing field is like. And a lot of them believe that the playing field is going to be even better for independents like us, because it's like almost like free enterprise. But certain things do affect the way people spend their money, and also on that same note, consumers have an opportunity to choose what they want now, what they want to see, what they want to hear. Before, we was force-fed what the executives want the consumers to hear, know, and see. Now, like, now that you're out there and you have the same, pretty much the same sound as Luther, and people love Luther, now because they probably said, no, we don't want another Luther. That's probably what mainstream could have. Now, did you have an opportunity to go after mainstream, or you just said, no, I'm just going to do my own thing because of the internet and because of Felicia Knight?
No, I've had an opportunity. I mean, as we speak, my music is being played on a number of jazz stations, both nationally and internationally. Mm-hmm. And so, I've pursued the mainstream. I've done, various morning programs, and so I've pursued mainstream. I think what the internet does, Jerry, to your point, is it opens up a lot more opportunities for everybody. Where before, if you are going after traditional radio, it does require that either have, somebody, or you're going to buy advertising, or you're going to, you got to be connected to get your music in rotation. The internet now has made it so that everybody has access. CD Baby, iTunes, all these other avenues have allowed artists such as myself to have, a means to get our music out there so people can purchase it. Many, many years ago, if you didn't get it in a record store on consignment somewhere, nobody could buy it,
That's right.
But now, with the internet, everything is virtual. People can click a button and download a song, or buy a book or whatever, and so it just continues to open up and create access opportunities for the buying public, but also for the artists. It gives us a voice that we never had before.
That's right. Now, what do you feel? Now, it's been a lot of noise out there about this group of artists that was assembled by Jay-Z. They just released a new platform called Tidal. Is that going to be accessible by people like you, independents? Will independents be able to get involved with a project like that, or that's all about those guys, all about that group of people, that mainstream?
I would think that probably starting with the top, and then it would probably open up. But the reality is that if you're out there and you're utilizing social media and you're doing, you can promote yourself. I mean, you can. Right. I mean, you said, well, how do you use social? I'm not an expert on it, but I know that you got to stay consistent. People got to continue to see your tweets and your Facebook, and you got to reach out to people, and you got to, it's a full-time effort, but I almost see kind of what he's doing almost like an iTunes situation. Maybe there's a different twist, but it's another means, getting all the artists together so that you can, people can access your music, or you can promote yourself, but it's not a new concept, He's probably, just because of his name, trying to capitalize and probably has a different appeal to attract, different types of people just because of who he is. But for an independent artist, it's still the same game. An independent artist, no matter what platform you're on, if people don't know you, they're not going to buy your music.
That's right. That's right. You sound as good as you want.
So it's a continuous marketing effort. Yeah.
That's right. So you feel like at this stage of the game, it's really important for independents to bring their A game, where before mainstream could just select an artist because they had the look and they can dance, and then they could say, well, we can manufacture the sound in the studio, and then we just get them some couple videos, and we can sell millions and millions of CDs. At that time, it was more like CDs. Now, I think consumers are a lot smarter than that, and they want, because our devices are so important to us. It's like video is not that important anymore, except for I think like I had a guy on last month, and he hasn't produced anything in a while, but his videos, he releases videos, and he has like 300,000 subscribers because the women were really going crazy over a couple pieces he released. He just was just having fun with the camera. It was nothing fancy, and he was mainstream at one time, and he got out the game. went into some other type of business. But he was able to make video work for him, which was YouTube. Now, can we find you on YouTube?
You can. I've got some videos out there. And actually, I did a video with Tico Wells. A lot of people remember him from the 5 Heartbeats. He was choir boy.
Right.
We did a remake of the Luther Vandross, Gregory Hines tune. So there's some music out there on YouTube that certainly you can find of some live performances I've done. I did a live performance recently in New Mexico with a jazz station down there. And so, I've got music out there and some live performances and different bands that I sing with from time to time. But, I'm utilizing that as well.
Yeah, because I noticed that I was out on the site today, and I noticed there was some guys that were in a radio studio singing. It was a podcast show, and someone was videotaping the guys rapping and singing and just having fun. Nobody was dancing. It was just good sound. And I'm thinking, okay, so what are the consumers asking for now, Mark? In your opinion, what do they want? What they really want?
I think what consumers want is they like choice. They like to have the freedom to survey the territory and to pick and choose what they want. It's becoming more a la carte style out here. Where before, you were forced to buy a whole album. Well, you're not forced to do that anymore. I can buy what I like, and I can surf the net, and I can go over here and look at this. I can go over here, and we like choice. We like options. We like, so I think it's becoming more of that kind of environment where we're not forced to do anything, but we have the freedom to kind of pick and choose.
Now, do you think that was dictated to us? Because, when I think about when it first got started, in my opinion, I thought Netflix started that revolution because they threw the covers up there on the screen, on your TV. You're sitting there looking at, you're basing your decision on the way the covers look. And sometimes if you saw a 3 or 4 star, sometimes I based it on the year it was produced. I said, okay, anything around 2012, 2013, I want to watch that. And then I'm looking at the covers. It doesn't have to be a mainstream actor. Sometimes it helps. Do you think that kind of helped the revolution for the consumers to say, oh, I want to choose what I want now?
I think it does. And I think it also opens up, kind of what you described, is it opens up that whole, I'm not told what I have to watch. I now have the freedom to look and choose and look at different things that I wouldn't have had access to if not for things kind of opening up. And so, I would agree with what you're kind of saying there, which is, that whole means of, reaching the public, giving them choices. I'm not told I got to listen. Some people, I can look at this kind of movie. I can look at that kind of movie. It doesn't have to be, somebody I recognize their name. I can look at it and actually, hey, that's a really good movie. I really like that movie. I've never heard of these people, but I really like that movie. So more and more, I think the internet is opening up for publishers, for musicians, for, people who do make movies, because you can create and put it out on YouTube, and you now have, again, you have an outlet to be heard, somewhere where you can have your voice heard, which didn't exist many, many years ago.
Sure didn't. All right, let's go another direction. We're going to stay right there talking about independent media, podcasting. How has podcasting, been an advantage for you?
Well, I mean, this is a classic example. If not for Jerry Royce's Worldwide, I would not be able to reach an audience that is attracted to your show, that would tune in and listen to you. So I think every avenue is an important avenue to market, to introduce people to who you are, to kind of get your voice out there, to be recognized. So, I heard him on Jerry Royce Worldwide. Oh, yeah, let me check him out. Yeah, I heard. So I think it all opens up and creates avenues to different markets that before I would not have had access to. So it's a great concept, and I applaud, your efforts to support independent artists.
Thank you. Long way to go, too, man, because, we're in the same boat, just like you guys are, we're independent. We have to rely on promotion and basically a lot of artists got to understand it's a two-way street too. So, when you guys start coming together with us podcasters, you're bringing your audience as well. So you talk about 5 artists bringing their 100,000 each, then you're talking about 400,000 people never heard of Marc Staggers. And the same thing with those guys, so it's almost like we got to really share, when people got to remember, we hit that share button, you're really sharing, you're telling your audience, this guy's supporting me, let's support him too, and the other artists that comes along with the territory, right? So we need all of that, man, for this all to really, really work like it's supposed to. Because it's like I was just listening to Anthony Robbins today. I'm not sure what year he produced that one. It was pretty recent, and he said something about a money machine. When you hear that, what are you thinking about when you hear the word money machine?
It could be ATM machine. It could be something that you've created that just generates a lot of money. It could be it could mean a number of different things. What was the intent behind that?
Pretty much exactly what you said. It was almost both. In a way, it's like while you sleeping, Marc Staggers is selling CDs. Like you could be in bed. In other words, your downloads could be happening from the 17 countries that I podcast. Because my podcast runs while we sleep. It's like it's 24/7. Somebody can just click on my site, and they may just stumble across your show and hear your song. Oh, that sounds like Luther, and stay with it. Then you're talking about it. They say, oh, okay, let me go to that. Oh, there it is right there. Let me click it. And then the amazing part of it is that Amazon is plugged into it now, and so they click that, or because I mostly carry Amazon because I just think that people trust them. They haven't had any problems so far.
Sure.
So then you're talking about one click. The person can read up on you real quick and download the music, and it's theirs. They just heard it on my show. They liked the 2 songs. They bought it. You just made whatever your album is going for, your CD, whether it's 99 cents or $1.99, you just made money while you were sleeping. You wake up, you may have 300-400 downloads, and you're like, wow, man, I need to do some more shows or some more performance. So that means the more you're visible out there, or just remember, this show is still going to be out there sitting archived on Spreaker.com. And who knows when somebody come out there? I know my dad likes to go down the playlist and click on different shows. He said, "Oh, I didn't hear that." So you're hoping that podcasters, and I'm bringing podcasters on board too. I said, it's just not me. It's not just my show. I have to, I'm sharing this platform with these other people. They're listening to their show, and they say, "Oh, I love me some Beverly Jones, but let's see who else is on this platform." And then they said, "Wow, who's Marc Staggers?" Bam. So that's why I was saying it's like a two-way street, and it's a money machine. So that's why he called it a money machine, because it's cashing in money, while you sleep.
Absolutely.
So I love that.
Yeah, no, but I think your point is spot on, which is in anything in life, it's all about helping each other.
That's right.
And
exactly.
So, I definitely appreciate that comment wholeheartedly. We do have to support each other. Absolutely.
We do. And anytime, you're performing, you just hit us up, let us know, bam, we could drop a plug. Okay. Marc Staggers, he's part of the family. He's going to be at Blues Alley on Saturday.
Absolutely.
And that had happened before. My cousin came on here. She was about to release the stage play. Man, I showed up on a Saturday, man. The doggone place. I mean, she actually just rented out a small senior citizen hall, and it was standing room only, and everybody there was from Facebook in Baltimore. It was crazy. I was like, how did you find out about it? You said you just announced it on your show. I said, you listen to my show? So a lot of times, going back to listen to what Robin Lynn said a couple days ago when she was on here, she said sometimes you can't really get the true numbers from some of the statistics that come from some of the podcasts, like Google and the analytics, because they can't always measure how people are sharing the files and who's hearing what, because of the different devices that they're on. And that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so you just never know. It can't measure every platform. All right, Mark, we're going to take a quick break. We're talking to Marc Staggers. When we get back, we're going to listen to Bring Me Back. And we're going to listen to a quick tune to one of my favorites. She was just on here a few days ago. We're going to get a chance to hear a little bit of Kimberly. But first, we're going to get a message from my girl, Merlin Dunn. All right? Y'all support the sister. She's bringing it.
Hi, I am recording artist Marilyn Dunn from St. Louis, Missouri. If you are looking for some soul-stirring, anointed, spiritual, and heartfelt music, visit my website at www.marilyndunnministries.com. Or you can also find me on CD Baby, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. For booking information, contact Mr. Kevin Dunn at 636-856-0551. That's 636-856-0551.
Are you an avid reader of urban fiction, looking for drama, suspense, and more? Reads World Publishing is dedicated to bringing the world's best literature to our readers. Urban fiction, erotica, sci-fi, mainstream fiction, and children's literature are just some of the genres produced by our diversified family of authors. You can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and at our website, www.readsworldpublishing.com.
Mark, you smooth, man. Love that song, man. Wow. And that's original. That's original right there,
original.
Right?
Yeah, that's original.
Wow. Man, you guys got some talent, man. So who helped you with that project?
It's my brother. I mean, it's just he and I. He does all the music. And he does all the music, and he and I collaborate on the lyrics, and we just go in and put it down.
Wow. See, I told my brother to come on and help me with this, man, but he refused.
My brother refused for a lot of years too, so it took time.
Reginald Staggers. So he has what the writing talent, the producing thing, and you have the
he's got the whole. He's been at it a long time. So he used to work in a number of studios, and over time he's just perfected his gift, and we've been working together for a number of years.
Wow.
And each time I think we get a little bit better. So thank the Lord.
That's right. So both of you guys out of D.C., are y'all still in the area?
Yeah, he was up in Greenbelt, and I'm over in Silver Spring. right now. But yeah, we're both in the area.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, my entire family's in the area. A couple of siblings are out, but for the most part, we're all in the general area.
So how many of you is it? How many siblings do you have?
I have 5 brothers and 1 sister.
Oh, wow, big family. All right.
Yeah.
So it's just you two just doing the music thing?
It is. It is. And I have, whatever reason, he's always enjoyed the instrumental side, and he finally can believe that I can handle the vocal side. So we're able to work well together. So
how about How about nephew and nieces coming along? Anybody you guys grooming to?
Yeah, his daughter plays the violin and the piano, and there's another daughter that's musically inclined, and there's some potential ones coming after, and we're going to be. I'm singing with a group called Social Hour. We're going to be at Bethesda Jazz and Blues on May 17th, and I'm actually going to have my niece play the violin on a song that I'll be doing. So so trying to get them exposure and reaching back and trying to make a difference. So.
Yeah. So you say it's going to be this month in May?
Yeah, it's going to be actually not this coming Sunday, but the following Sunday at the Bethesda Jazz and Blues Club. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'd like to come up to that, man. I'm going to see
please do.
Little girl.
Please
it's not a cigar lounge or anything, is it?
No. It's kind of reminiscent of the Blues Alley, but on a much larger scale.
Yeah.
It's been newly renovated. It's beautiful in there.
Yeah, I'd like to do that, man. You have to give me the information now. We have to be on time because my wife, we're always late, man. So we run. Does that mean we won't get a seat?
No, you should be fine. It's a beautiful place. Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely get you the information.
Yeah, because I want to need to find out a few things if we'd be able to come in and maybe do a live interview with you after your set, something like that.
Okay.
I know sometimes management can get kind of funny when people bringing recording devices in and stuff like that. But everybody carrying a one.
Yeah. I'm not even sure about that, Jerry. But I think if we kind of went off and had a conversation, I don't think I can't imagine anybody would make a big deal out of it. But
that's right. Awesome. Okay, we're looking to that. My people can make some phone calls up there and let them know that we need a press pass to come up there and check you out.
Okay.
All right, man. That sounds excellent. I'm looking forward to that, man. Look, I was just at a cigar shop in Baltimore about 2 weekends ago. They had Jazzy Blue was there. You familiar with Nick with Jazzy Blue?
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
Okay, they're supposed to be at Blues Alley coming up this month. I think he said June. Maybe it was June, he said.
Okay.
So that was pretty exciting. They were a pretty good sounding group. Got some young people, in the group. We got a chance to do an interview with them and record the set. We had a good time, man. I have to get myself I got to get a smoking suit because, man, my clothes got smoked up in there, man. Royce said, man, she said, wow, where were you? I said, I was in Garland. But, we had a great time. People was wonderful. Everybody was real. So, we looking forward to the same thing, man, when we get up there to see, go down to see you. Because we actually going south. Yeah. All right, D.C., here we come. Jerry Boy's live. And that's going to be awesome, man. Get a chance to see your niece in action, man. I know you're pretty excited about that. And I know her dad is too, man.
Yeah, I am. It's just, I just enjoy, music, and so an opportunity to do something with a family member is always pretty exciting to me.
It is, man. So how old is she, and what's her name?
Her name is Cecilia Staggers, and she's about 19 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, she's old enough to get in there, but not old enough to drink.
Yeah. Which is good.
That's right. That's a good thing. All right, man. So tell us, a little bit about about this album, man. Dreamcatcher,
right.
Expansion Records. So who is Expansion Records?
They're actually out of the United Kingdom. They're a record label. They've been around for a lot of years out of the UK, And this is actually my second project that they've picked up and distributed worldwide for me. And so Dreamcatcher, for me, I think it's finally, for me, it's really my breakout CD. I mean, I put out other CDs, and but for me, I really feel like, okay, I could be myself. I didn't have to sound like anybody. After all these years, I could just kind of relax and just be comfortable in my own skin. So there's some great tunes on this CD, and it's really has that old school appeal and adult contemporary appeal that has done well for me. It's opened up, as I said, some doors where I'll be going overseas next month and doing a few things. So it's been received well across the globe. I get Facebook hits from Japan, from England, from France, Africa. You talked about how social media made a difference.
What's too, man?
People,
I noticed that too when we have musicians on. It seemed like our hits on the Spreaker network and the website is wide. That's how I got into those 17 plus countries. Every time I have a musician on that's kind of popular in that region, like like Canada, just love people that come out of D.C. for some reason. Heavy. I mean, our hits look like what we get out of Baltimore sometimes. So there's definitely some love for our kind of music, man. So do you kind of, who you give credit to, man? Do you give credit to the servicemen who's living abroad, or you just think you guys are crossing over right now?
I give credit to people who just love good music. And
you don't really know who they are.
It's their faces, their ages, they range. I get Facebook hits from young to old, to different ethnicities and nationalities, and it just what I found, Jerry, is that people abroad, they just love good music.
Yeah, they do.
They're not spoon fed like we are. Where when you turn on the traditional radio, you hear the same 10 artists over and over again. They're open to they're open to new artists, to new music. They just, if it's good music, they want to hear it.
That's right. That's right. I mean, that's a really good point. Good point. Now, have you discovered any like internet radio shows that keep independence in rotation? Like, I mean, I know some of them chart. Like I'm working with a guy in Florida. He does gospel, and I think the people pay for a certain number of rotations. Are there any R&B guys out there that you guys are dealing with that do the same thing?
Yeah, there's a number of internet radio stations that do pay artists. If that's what you're, that's what
they call it. Okay, I never heard that terminology before. Pay artists.
Yeah.
Well, you learn something every day.
I mean, if they spin your music, then they pay the royalties that they're supposed to pay. So you do have some out there that do, pay the artist for playing their music, so that is that's an important aspect, because a lot of artists they rely on getting the royalties from the music, to make it in life. And I think that's probably the one thing that a lot of people confuse. They see these mega artists, and they see them walking around and dressed in 10 cars, but for your average independent artist, they're heavily relying on people doing the right thing in terms of purchasing the music, not just downloading the music because your friend sends it to you, but doing things the right way. Because internet piracy that's probably the negative to the internet. It's opened up that door, but artists are heavily relying on people to spend a few dollars to buy the music.
Yeah. Now I get a lot of music from you guys when y'all come on, but I would never pass that music to somebody, and I always pretty much prefer that they send it to me anyway as a snippet anyway. because a lot of you use Reverb Nation anyway, to, so you can house your music for people can hear it. So I said, I prefer it that way instead of people sending me a full-length version. But, I would never do that because I'm thinking about the same thing with book artists. I get a lot of free books, but I would never pass it on to somebody and say, look, here's the link, go ahead and buy it. It's only 99 cents or $1.99. You can't do that. And I think that's the thing that I think is trying to force the consumers to do the right thing. It's affordable. Now you remember a few years ago, mainstream claimed they were only getting like 10, 20 cents per CD when the CDs were going for $15, $25 for, and there was only 2-3 tracks on there you like. I know you remember those days. Now, you think because it's more affordable now that the consumers will do the right thing and say, I'm just going to go ahead and pay my $1. It's not going to break me.
Jerry, it's a very touchy situation. You have those that will do and those who just don't know that, hey, if you go online and you download something you don't pay for, that you're breaking the law in essence, and you're seeing now more than ever a lot of record companies and publishing companies that are now going after people who, cause if you remember some years back, you had, a number of these services that you could just go and download as much music as you want and not pay for it. And if you notice, a lot of that is dried up because, artists weren't being paid. And so, they're trying to crack down on that so that, artists can be fairly compensated for the work that they put in. So, but you have a lot of honest people out there that know and do the right thing, and so, just applaud them for doing the right thing.
And they think about this too. Not only is it stealing from the artist, but God sees that it's stealing also. You're taking something that doesn't belong to you. It's it's just electronic form of thievery. If that's the word.
It was never more obvious to me. I went a couple of years ago and saw Anita Baker at Wolf Trap, and she was talking about a new song that she was about to release, and she would not sing the words because her exact words were, "If I sing this song, it will be online before I finish it." And so that's how it's hurt because, everybody's fearful of something happening to their music or getting out there or, somebody taking it. But, in time, people will get it and this thing will work itself out. But you're right. It is a spiritual thing as well.
One of the things I think is pretty tough on you guys, too, is like a lot of artists are not familiar with the equipment that well, so it's not like you can have a studio in your home because you don't really have to spend that much money on a nice digital system to produce really high quality sound. Fortunately for you, you have your brother before artists don't have a clue that has a lot of music in them, but they can't afford to go in the studio and lay them all out. It's almost like you're saying, just like Beyonce. Beyonce will give you a whole bunch of free stuff. And you're so happy, because she releases, she give you like some free stuff, and then by the time she releases 4 or 5 or EP or whatever, then you're willing to pay for that because she gave you a whole bunch of stuff because she got so much music in her because she can afford to keep producing. Now, in your case, are you in the same situation where because you have access to your brother, you can just throw stuff out there to get your name out there, and then people, so when you're ready to get paid, then you say, okay, I'm about to drop my EP.
Because Beyonce, just sticking with that as an example, Beyonce has enough name recognition where she can then go out and sell out the Verizon Center and these other venues and charge, and so an independent artist or somebody who is not on that level, no, you're not going to have that kind of access and exposure. So again, every dime that you have coming your way is important. Because you don't have that budget. For her to go out and give away $1 million, well, they're going to make that money back.
That's right.
10 times over, they're going to make that money back.
I think she probably was a poor example. Well, it's an artist out there I know of right now who's on my site, and she was promoting EP she was about to drop, but but she put out a whole bunch of singles, getting people to hear her again, fall in love with her sound. So then, you know how sometimes when you send, how you put stuff out there and then people say, oh, okay, that's nice. It's almost like she was promoting herself with these, she gave herself an excuse to stay out there on social media for a long time. That's what it seemed like what she was doing. Almost like she was like doing what Coke and Pepsi used to do when it was about to release a new soft drink. Like, remember when they did the Cherry Coke? They were doing all these little secretive tests showing you, like, they didn't tell you what it was yet because it probably wasn't ready, but they wanted to beat Pepsi out because they know Pepsi was up to something.
Right.
So it's like you give them teasers, like the drug boys send those testers out,
Right.
That's what she was doing. And I thought that was very clever. And this girl has been on the Amazon top list, iTunes, like week after week after week. And she's independent, urban gospel. So I thought she's kind of like showing people how to play the game. And I give credit to her publicist. She's been in for a long time, so she know how it all works. Because I think almost every artist that falls under this label is doing the same thing, but not as many songs as this young lady. But because she got a lot of songs, I think her husband helps her out a lot in the studio too. See, I think that's helping her out too.
Yeah,
so that's where I was going there.
You have a lot of artists. Yeah, you have a lot of artists that are doing that because it's a marketing tool. They're giving away. They're giving away music because, as you said, it's a teaser. So if you like this song, then you'll probably check out the rest of the music because you. So there's a lot of different techniques that are being used. Jared, to your point, and that is, and artists do have that ability. Where before, the only way somebody could hear me is I had to press up a CD or a tape or vinyl, and that was the only way. You had to physically go to a store. Well, that's not the case. I can release stuff. I don't even have to use iTunes. I don't have to use any. I can do all this on my own website now.
That's right.
I can do, I can promote through Facebook. I can tweet, every minute if I want to. So I've got a lot of other ways to attract people to hey, pay attention to who I am. And that's why I said in the beginning, it's about differentiating yourself and not, falling into what the pack is doing, being a little different, being a little creative. It goes a long way.
Absolutely. Now, do you rely heavily on acts to do almost everything for you, or you have a couple other management teams that you look at to do different things for like your offline stuff?
So, right now, just working with acts or doing it myself, for the longest time, I did most of it myself. But, given how much my expertise in terms of social media is somewhat limited, and so you kind of need people that really understand it, and know really how to get the word out. And so I recognize my limitations. and then you try and surround yourself with people who know more than you do, and that's just the way I've always been taught. You find people that know more than you do, and let them do what they do, and clearly she has a better understanding of how it works than I do.
All right. Now this is my last big question for the night, and we're gonna take a break, and then we come back. We're gonna get your final thoughts for tonight's show. And my last big question is kind of, we're going to be a little offline, but online at the same time. What are you going to do extra, or do you rely on the venue to do your promotion that's going to happen at this jazz club? And I think you said Bethesda. Is that all on you, or are you going to hopefully, do they promote the venue enough that you can track a crowd?
So they'll put the word out, but because I'm doing this with the band that I typically sing with, which is Social Hour, we all kind of take an interest in promoting and getting the word out. So it's a collective effort, But most of the time, if I'm being invited to sing somewhere, the promoter, whoever's promoting, does all the work, and I'll push it through. But if I'm typically doing something that's Marc Staggers, then I will go the extra mile to get the word out and to push it through social media and advertise on radio, whatever it takes at that point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is a time for you to get extra fans. People who never heard you before that sit in there and hear a set and then buy your music, start buying your music. All right, good, yeah, awesome. Now, I guess it's like a two-part question. Now, what extra mile do you go when you have that date set already? You know you're going to be there. You want to make sure there's a line at the door. What's going to be your extra step to ensure that those people are going to be there?
It really is about building goodwill. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that sounds, far-fetched, but it is. When people know what they're getting, and they've heard me, or they've heard the band, or they've heard, somebody in the, so you're going to get a quality sound. And so it's usually word of mouth and just being persistent, like anything else. If you want people to come, you got to keep talking about it, and asking friends to get involved, and word of mouth and pushing it through social media. So I don't think there's any one way, but it takes all of those ways, to get people to come out and to listen to you.
All right, man. We'd like to be part of that, man. So you hang on. May have a proposition for you to be interested in. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna listen to my man James DeShay, the romance man. He's pushing a book. Check it out, ladies, because you know how your guys forget sometimes that it's Mother's Day or it's Valentine's Day or your birthday coming up. So get them in the right mood. Here you go, James DeShay with our book buzz for tonight.
Are you looking for a great book of poetry that is romantic, heartfelt, and full of male emotion? Then get Thoughts, Love, and Reflections by James K. DeShay. That's D-E-S-H-A-Y. Go to www.jamesdeshay.com. You will enjoy Thoughts, Love, and Reflections.
Hey everyone, this is Tanika Gonzalez, spoken word poet. Whenever I'm online, I'm always listening to Jerry Royce Live. You can find Jerry on www.speaker.com. Positive Power 21.
That's right. You tell them, Tanika, they listen to Jerry Royce Live worldwide. If you're listening to me on Spreaker.com/Positive Power 21, you have to go to positivepower21.org. I have a whole lineup of podcasters now. So you don't just have to listen to me all night. You got a variety of different subject matter, whether it's religious or, they're teaching you how to have magic powers. It's all out there now. You got my man, Kerry Hines, coming out of New York, called The Hair Show. He has some very good topics all about the hair. We struggle with black hair if we have hair. And some of us are losing our hair, but they have guests on there teaching you methods and telling you about stuff that you otherwise wouldn't know about, because remember, we don't own none of these distribution places. So they talk a lot about that too, how to get in business and keep your business. And also don't forget we also got Beverly Fells Jones out there, the life coach. That's right, she's into everything that help you live a wellness life, a healthy life, and to be able to control your minds and be able to incorporate some of the things you want, the better things out of life. That's right, and how to cancel the things that you don't want and those people. All right, and also we got the famous Crystal Francis. She models up in New York and D.C. during Fashion Week, and she also have a show on our podcast called Love and War, which should be up this week. So we do have a few people like Gerald Manuel and a few others. We're bringing Daryl Ham, the minister out of Baltimore, is going to be here soon. We're just waiting for his technical people to plug us up. So we're going to be bringing it to you on the Power 21 radio network. I think it's called Radio Network. It might be called Podcast Network. Who knows? Depends on what God tells me to call it. Anyway, we're talking to Marc Staggers. He's right out of Washington, D.C. We can't wait to go to his jazz fest. I hope my wife let me go, because I got to ask her first, Marc.
I get it, bro.
It should be all good. I'm going to tell her it's her Mother's Day present. That's what I'm going to tell her. Yeah, because I didn't get anything yet, so that'll be her gift, man. And I think we're gonna have a good time, man. I'm really looking forward to it, man. I'm really, I am so excited, so happy for you, man. I truly am. Appreciate it. All right, man. Well, we ready for your final thoughts, and please don't hang up because I do want to talk to you after the show. So give us your final thoughts, and we close it out.
Yeah, I would just encourage the listening audience that whatever dreams they have, don't let anybody tell them what they can't do. Let God lead the way and stay positive, because there's always bumps in the road. But it's not about the bump that makes it. It's about overcoming the bump and succeeding in life. So I just want to encourage your audience just to stay strong, stay positive, continue to listen to the Jerry Royce live worldwide show.
That's right. That's right, man. We gotta share. Everybody gotta share. We can't let mainstream dominate us. That's right. Y'all can tell me who y'all want on the show. I'll take anybody. If they good, you gotta be good, of course. You gotta have talent. You gotta have talent like the Marc Staggers. And Marc, that's the thing that amazes me the most, man. Like I be listening to that guy down in Florida to his show. Cause I remember you said something about pay artists, where those independent stations pay you guys a small royalty, but they actually pay him to promote them on his network. Now I was going to ask, what do they call that when you pay the radio show to put you in rotation?
Well, they're not supposed to do that, but you can do it through advertising. Because they're not supposed to pay to play.
Really?
Yeah, especially this mainstream radio.
Well, they're not mainstream. They're smaller.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay. Then yeah. I mean, independent internet stations can charge. You can do whatever but a lot of stations, because if he's got a large base, it's worth it to an artist. It's advertising, if you will.
Yeah.
Again, because I'm getting access to. Yeah, I'm getting access to his base.
Yeah, because he offer, like round-the-clock rotation. I mean, I'm hearing some people, and I'm like, what? They independent?
Yeah, actually, I'm doing the same thing through smoothjazz.com. So, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. They, but it's done through their marketing. They call it marketing plans. Where they, put you in rotation and,
Yeah, all day long. Yeah, that thing play 24/7, man. 24/7. I actually stream it. Yeah, I stream it on Sundays for him, and people loving it, man. Yeah, they love it, man. They be hitting it up hard. Yep. The things you discover, man, when you stay with certain podcasters. It was something else I wanted to bring up to you, man. I was listening to I think it was Streaker podcast. It's like kind of like a big radio cast thing. They host a bunch of podcasters, and I heard this guy was on there talking about how he got into business and how he made his money. He's teaching people, and then he was talking about this show on HBO, about these guys who's start up and trying to make it in the fashion industry. And man, it was 2 seasons, like 16 episodes, man. That was a really good program. I really enjoyed that. And that was just like you said earlier, listening to podcasts, you just never know, what you're going to discover, listening to some of these podcasts, man. And I can't wait to the 3rd season to come up. So that's exactly how, even some of these small independents is getting picked up on some of these cable channels. Same thing, they out there. They're doing the same thing. People who, like, where are they now? We had Cindy Williams on here that was on Laverne and Shirley. She has a book out. She's doing podcasting, so everybody is jumping on board. So again, guys, keep in mind it's a two-way street. Share with everybody.
Absolutely.
We need you guys. That's right. All right, man. I appreciate having you on the show, man. It was
absolutely.
Awesome. We covered a lot.
Yeah, we did. I appreciate it, bro. It was fun.
Yeah. I can't wait to meet you. So hold tight, and we're gonna chat with you for a moment. Something you should be interested in doing with us. All right, everybody. We did it again. Another show that was filled with a whole bunch of good information for a lot of us that's stuck. Don't know what we're doing. Need some help. This was almost like a webinar. Good conversation, but a lot of information for those of you who are trying to I don't care what you're selling. This was a good show for whatever you're trying to do out there. All right? And he said it. You just got to stay with it. Don't give up. All right, y'all. I'm Jerry Royce Live. I'm worldwide. Thank you for tuning in to Jerry Royce Live on PositivePower21.org and Spreaker.com/PositivePower21. This is a Royce Enterprises production. And don't forget about replay on Facebook.com/Jerry Royce Live. All right, y'all stay awesome all week long. We out.